Yeah, okay, Jamie, it's your turn to do the work.
And wow, you've done 2 intros, and all of a sudden
I can do the
you're
work.
doing all
I
the
can do
Listen,
the
I've
work.
been
work since I'm the only
posted
one
on
who's not
Instagram.
sick. I can do the work since I'm the only one who's not sick.
So hello everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today is extra super special because we have our first guest. It's Wyatt.
Woo!
Hi.
You guys have heard us talk about Wyatt on the pod before. He streams, and we both tend to jump on stream with him. I'll make sure to link his stuff somewhere on one of the social medias that we never update. But yeah, so today, since Wyatt is joining us, we're going to talk about what I think all three of us have been talking about lately is Arcane.
Oh, I was gonna say Jinx, but okay.
Well,
I mean,
we'll go with Arcane in general first. We can get into
Yes, we'll get into that later. We will get into that later. I've been referencing that show since like the inception of my channel. Like
Yes.
if you go back to like I want to say like within the first like 20 videos of my channel, you'll hear me talking about it because like full disclosure,
when did that come out?
2021.
2020. Okay.
And that was around when I started. In the video that's going to be coming, I'll explain what happened. I mean, I could have just explained it here. Why not? It aired, and I was browsing Netflix. I went to Netflix. I wanted to watch. I think I was still looking. Daredevil was still on Netflix, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I was there because I heard Disney was going to take it eventually. So I was there to rewatch season 1 at the very least. And you know how Netflix a while ago now got that update where the top banner is like the newest thing. They'll just show you like a poster or something.
Yeah, the recent stuff.
Well, it was Arcane. And I was like, Arcane, a League of Legends story. Nah. And I scrolled immediately because full disclosure, Vi's haircut. I was like, she's gonna annoy me the whole time. I'll hate the show. She'll drive me insane because unfortunately, buzz cut equals insufferable loudmouth woman in most movies now. Unfortunately, like Rick and Morty, Space Beth is top 3 most insufferable characters in that show, and she has the exact haircut that Vi has. So like, I'm just over here like I was like nah, and I scrolled. And then, whose phone is ringing? That's distracting.
It's my bird. I'm so sorry.
Your bird does phone noises?
Yes.
She does a lot of different noises.
I would cook that thing if it started. If my bird, here's the thing, my ringtone that wakes me up in the morning is the Daredevil theme. If I walk out and my parrot is doing the Daredevil theme, he's dinner. He is dinner.
She also says red rum, so.
Oh, that's funny. That I'll tolerate.
You'll tolerate that, but not the phone.
Yes, if my bird quotes movies, he's a homie. If he starts like parroting my alarm, no, he's dinner. Anyways,
so yeah, if you hear the phone or beeping, it's probably Scarlett. So just ignore
if I hear a phone noise and you don't react at all, I'll just assume it's the bird. Anyways, like I was saying, I used to work at a burger joint, and one of my coworkers there was a guy named Trey, and he was like a hardcore League of Legends player and fan, and he was like, hey, me and you talk about like Spider-Verse, and like we talk about like a bunch of the weird 3D animated shows that America puts out as well as like anime and stuff. And he was like, did you see Arcane yet? It's like really, really good animation. And I'm like, yeah, I saw the banner. It didn't seem like something I'd vibe with technically. Like, I don't know. I was very unsure about it. And he's like, trust me, you'll like it. Like, you care about details. You care about story writing. You care about world building. You care about characters. You'll really, 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 really like it. And I was like, okay, counterpoint. Everyone in that banner had dyed hair. And then I just asked him directly, like, and he knew at the time that I was not like a red pill weirdo or anything like that. I was just like, is it woke? Because I'm not like huge into the like anti-politics and all that crap, but like even I have like a threshold of BS I'm willing to tolerate in my media.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "It is not woke, I promise you." And I was like, "Even with the redhead's weird haircut?" And he goes, even with the redhead's weird haircut." And then basically, I can't remember how he said the sentence, but he basically said I could do to him what Vi does to Savika in episode 9 if I find even like a moment of wokeness in it. And I was like, "Oh." But he like said it like ambiguously, so I would have to watch the show to see what he was referring to.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I didn't impale him with a jukebox, so I think it's fair to say I like the show.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think that's fair to say. Just a little bit.
So,
Yeah.
Kacie, how did you start watching Arcane? Was it just something that you just clicked on Netflix?
Oh,
I
wait.
think
Sorry. Hold on. I just gotta throw in. I've seen the show. In the video recording, I say, like,
Yeah.
sarcastically, like 20 times. Real talk, I just stopped keeping track. Like, it's probably easily in the double digits, but I rewatched the first season. It's like the American equivalent of One Punch Man season 1. I can just sit down and casually watch it, and I love it every time.
I need to rewatch it. I haven't. So I watched it, I think, I want to say it was probably when it came out. I was over at my friend Caitlin's house, and she's like a big nerd. She's a big weeb like me. She also does my tattoos, all my weeb tattoos.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think we were just looking for something to watch, and she was like, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "I have not." And then we started watching it. And then I don't think we finished it together. I think I finished it on my own. I had to
Mm.
have because they're very long episodes, okay? I'm
They're
not
long by your
uh,
standards.
by my standards,
I
they're
mean, you
like
just said you're an anime
movies.
fan, so you're used to 22-minute episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one episode is like 45 minutes.
I love it. Can't get enough.
That's like
It's like
2
Walking Dead,
episodes. That's like a
except
movie.
consistent.
That's what I'm used to. I'm a supernatural person, so
I'm
each
a
of those is at
grandma.
minimum. I know you're a granny.
You're a
No,
I'm
Granny
grandma.
Kacie.
granny.
She is Granny.
I fall asleep after watching one anime episode. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm
I
tired."
can't tell who's older. Is Jamie older or Kacie older?
I am.
Yeah.
By 2 years, right? So, or 1 year. 2 years.
How old are you?
I'm
You're
29.
29. Yeah, 2 years. I'm
2 years.
27.
Then me over here, I'm 23. I is baby.
But I act like I'm 85.
Yeah, Casey's 85 on the inside.
Yeah.
See, I refuse to grow up. I will cling to my childlike energy and mannerisms and tastes if it kills me. Because
I
I just
try
don't
to,
want to
but
become a jaded adult.
I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. I'm like, I'm so tired. Good night.
I can't do that. I force myself to stay awake.
Oh,
Like, I literally
gosh.
will just sit there wide awake. I'm like, no.
My brain is normally thinking of too many stories, too many crafts, too many projects to quiet down that fast.
I literally have to go to sleep due to exhaustion. Like, there's no in between.
You're the dead tired or not tired at all.
Exactly, yeah. I'll be the guy who all 3 of my family members would walk upstairs to go to bed back when we lived in California, and I'd go downstairs and boot up my PS3. I'd be like, I need something stimulating for my brain to finally conk out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Kacie, who is your favorite Arcane character? Because I already know Wyatt's.
I mean, yeah, it's Jinx also. I think we all
Nice.
know who Wyatt's is. If you
Yeah.
don't know Wyatt's favorite
It's
character,
Jinx. It's my
Jinx.
wife.
is it? Are we sure?
It's my wife. It's
you
my
know
wife.
what? I don't know if he likes Jinx. I think that's his least favorite character.
If by
Ooh.
least favorite you mean I have an obsessive affection for, yes.
Wyatt is to Jinx as I am to Gojo.
Yes.
Except I would wager worse.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you would be bad for Gojo. I would be both bad for her and enabling to her badness.
Yes.
So like I would be handing her the grenade to throw at the orphanage. I would be like, "Hey, you missed one. Hey,
You'd be
we
like,
got
"Hey,
a
that
runner.
one's
We got a runner. We got a runner."
Go get
I'll
him.
be like Alucard. No, I'll be like Alucard in episode 1 of Hellsing. He's getting away. Take the shot. Take the shot. You're gonna miss. Shoot now.
Jamie, who is your favorite character?
My favorite
It's
character.
exactly who you think it is, Kacie. Who does Jamie like? Jamie likes middle-aged hairy men. Who do you think meets that qualification? Who's the one character who meets that qualification? Who isn't butt ugly like Benzo?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Benzo reminds me of my granddad. It made me sad when he died.
God, I should have rewatched it. I need to rewatch it.
It's Vander. He dies within the first 3 episodes, which makes me really sad.
I mean, it's always the ones that you don't want to die that
Yeah.
die.
When I first watched the show, and when I first started watching, right, I got 2 episodes in, and I was like, I work at 9 in the morning. It was like 11:30 when I finished the second episode, and I was like tired enough to go to bed. So I was like, what the heck? I'll watch more tomorrow. Went to bed, saw my buddy at work the next day. I was like, yeah, I got 2 episodes in. So far, so good. Nothing offensive, but like I can tell it's planting its roots. Because like I could pick up on the 3-act structure within the first 3 episodes. I was like, okay, it's something's gonna happen in episode 3 that like roots me to my seat.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Oh, you're only 2 episodes in?" And he's like, I mean, I guess we can talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, I know there's a time skip in it because Vi does not look a thing like she does on the poster. And he's like, oh, yeah, there is a time skip. You're right. And I'm like, because I'm a One Piece fan. I can tell when time skips are incoming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a One Piece fan, Attack on Titan fan. You can just register that at this point. And I'm like, yeah, my favorite character is Milo because he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. Heh heh. Hey, that dude in the opening, the dude with the mask, he's got weird frizzy hair. Is that Milo after the time skip? And he goes, just keep watching. Watch episode 3 right as you get home and text me.
You're like, oh no, danger.
So I watched. No, I didn't even register what he was trying to imply. I got home that night. I had my free food from the fast food joint. I sat down. I didn't have Netflix at the time, so I booted up the torrent site that I used at the time, and I was like, okay, episode 3, large blue explosions. Oh God, that's not something you can walk off. Oh no, that's the roof kit. Oh. And then I watched the entire show and didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was, and then I
Can't do
called
that.
him in like a manic. I called him in like a manic state because he stays up late. So I called him in like a manic state, and I'm like, "That's it. That's how it ends."
And he
That's
answered.
it. Well, he's a guy who stays up late on the weekends too. So
Oh my
he
gosh,
was
you
like
guys are
he was already up.
crazy.
Male nerds are a different breed.
Yeah,
Kacie,
for real.
you wake up at like freaking 6 a.m. and text people, so
That's true.
it's not really that different.
I always feel like I'm always like, man, I should probably wait to text them until like later, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna forget. I gotta do it now. My bad. I'm up early, and I'm like your mom, but like not as extreme.
Yeah, my mom's a whole different. She's like this morning.
She's on a different
She was
playing
up at
field.
2. She was up at 2 this morning.
Oh my god!
And she's like, yeah,
dude.
I could go back to sleep. So she got up and like cleaned and did stuff, and I'm
Oh
like,
my god,
Ma,
your mom's built different for real.
She really is. But
You want to know something funny, Kacie?
Yeah.
When I saw the show for the first time, I hated Powder.
Really?
Yes, I hated Powder, and because Milo was my favorite character, when she's like, I didn't do anything, Milo's like, we could fill a book with things you didn't do. I was like, yeah, shut up, Powder. and then the show kept moving on, because like I have a little brother, He's not physically little anymore. He got all the growth genes, so I'm over here built like a Twizzler. But he I have a little brother, so I'm used to the little sibling doing something and then lying to your face about it. So I was very much on Milo's side when I first watched the show, and then when I rewatched it, I'm like, wow, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
Oops. I mean, you're voiced
Whoopsie.
by Yuri Lowenthal, but still, oops.
I don't know any of these voice actors. I only
Yuri
know Japanese
Lowenthal
ones.
is his most popular thing is most, if not all, video game Spider-Man voices are him,
Oh.
and he
I know
also
Matt Mercer,
voices.
that's it.
I don't think Matt Mercer has shown up in Arcane yet. I do think they'll cast him as someone eventually because there's a lot of
They should.
cowboy-esque League of Legends characters, so they'll totally
Yeah.
cast him as one of them. Like
Oh,
for example,
I
there's a
love
dude
Matt Mercer so much. I
there's
would
a
love
dude
that.
named Twisted Fate who's literally just like he's a pirate, but he looks like a cowboy and he fights with playing cards.
Oh
So
my
like I
god.
feel like if
My
they put
man.
him in the show at some point, yeah, have him voiced by Levi. That would make sense.
I love Matt Mercer. 10 out of 10.
He voices one of the main characters in the show JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so he gets a pass in
Really?
my book. Yeah,
Well,
he's
he's also.
Jotaro's English voice.
Oh. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of English, but I know him and Bryce Pappenbrook. That's about it.
I hate Bryce Pappenbrook.
I fucking
Bryce
hate Bryce Pappenbrook so much.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I didn't mean to swear like that. That just came out of left field.
I hate him because he's in everything. He is the
Everything.
Dwayne.
And he's not
the
even that
Dwayne
good.
Johnson of anime. He's the
I
Dwayne
know.
Johnson of anime. He
My
just
god.
here's
Everything.
the thing. He's okay. He's okay for generic happy protagonist, like when you have him as Kirito in Sword Art Online or him as Tanjiro
God,
in
not
Demon
as
Slayer.
Aaron.
I'm like, okay. And then when they're like Aaron, I'm like, why? What do you mean? I don't know who I would have had voice Levi, but I feel like Matt Mercer would have been better for Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
that's
Aaron
why I
is
don't
Aaron
watch,
is a
that's-
boony boy. Aaron is a boony like farm tyke. He's not like he's not like the generic white kid from Brooklyn that Bryce seems to voice every character as. It's so
yeah,
annoying.
pretty much. Yeah, that's why I don't know like any of the English voice actors.
Jamie, if you
my
watch
friend
an anime
Caitlin
in
does.
English, if you watch an anime in English and you hear a character go like, if he sounds almost like a parody, it's probably Bryce Pappenbrook. Literally, I tried to watch one episode of Attack on Titan's English dub, and I thought I was watching it. I thought I'd gotten like
Abridged.
scammed, and my
Yeah.
Blu-ray was like the abridged version or something. I thought I got like April Fool's
where did I get
or
this
something.
from? Is this pirated?
No, and what's worse is in the Attack on Titan's English dub is also just terrible.
Yeah.
Total massive sidetrack here. I don't care.
That's
Attack
fine.
on Titan's
That's
English
what we
dub
do
is
here.
just abjectly
Yeah, it is.
terrible. It if you watch there's a YouTuber called Giguk. He back in the day he used to make parody videos called Anime in Minutes. He would do an entire season of anime in like 5 minutes, and it would be like abrupt Vine humor. He did Attack on Titan in minutes, and the Armin parody voice they have sounds better than the actual canon Armin English voice.
The Armin English voice acting is so.
It makes me want to deep throat a revolver. Like I am not like it is horrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. Speaking of Attack on Titan, there is an Attack on Titan abridged, and it is so funny. I'll have to send it to you, Wyatt, because I watch it like once a year, I swear to God. Like when I'm bored.
I
it's really funny.
watch the Attack on Titan in minutes once a year because it has some of the best jokes ever. Like since Erwin's apathy to the loss of soldiers is his own character flaw, and even he knows it. And that's in the actual show. But in minutes, they play it for laughs. So when they're like, well, this went wrong, and this went wrong. What are your thoughts on this, sir? And he goes, just another day at the Survey Corps. And then they play the Seinfeld theme. And then like the Seinfeld theme cuts off with like a record scratch, and Levi just screams, my entire team is dead.
That's true. It's true.
That's just their vibe, though, taken to like a comedic extent. Anyways, Arcane.
Anyways,
Arcane.
yeah.
Another great show that is a season 1 it feels like we waited 10 years for.
Yeah,
which
but
is
it's got
I can't believe it
season
came out in
2.
2021. That
Yeah.
I feel like it was longer, but
First
I don't
off, when that I browsed Instagram because the first thing I do when I sit in my car after I walk out of work is I check all my apps to make sure I don't have any messages because
Mhm.
same.
most of my social medias are used as like just extra messenger apps at this point. I don't post
Mhm.
near enough for them to be anything other than that. And I tap Instagram. First thing, I see a silhouette of my wife walking against pink explosions, and I hear, and I see it's the verified Arcane account, and it says, "See you November 2024." My windows are down, by the way, and I immediately go, and then I roll up my windows, and then I call like 7 people in a row. I call my brother, and I say, "You have to watch Arcane now." And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Because you said you wouldn't watch it until you knew for certain there were at least 2 seasons because you were certain Netflix would just cancel it." And I was like,
Yeah,
season
like
2
freaking
comes
everything
November
else.
2020.
Yeah,
Season
everything
2 comes
else, for
November
real.
2024. Get on that. And he's like, "Fine." And then as one last FU to me, he goes, "Fine, I'll watch it November 2024." And then he hung up. I was like, "Oh, at least he'll watch it."
Yeah.
Oh, and then you guys got my text.
Of
This
course.
is not a drill. This is not a drill. Ah. Oh.
On multiple
definitely-
platforms.
Yeah, definitely good that Netflix didn't, because Netflix loves to create good stuff
And then
and then
cancel
cancel
it.
but then they love to create bad stuff and like not
And
cancel it.
take
and
it
this is
for
definitely
5
one
You
of
have
the
no
better
idea. You have
ones.
no idea how many times I've been screaming from the mountaintops. Why does Big Mouth have season 8? And I'm screaming. I'm starving. I am starving for Arcane season 2. Why does Big Mouth have almost 10 seasons? And I'm over here waiting on good shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I would pay for my own Netflix account to be able to run it through my PS5 and my computer if Netflix was putting as much of their Netflix ussy into Arcane that they put into friggin' Big Mouth.
I know.
I
We
mean,
got a
honestly.
silhouette of my wife walking into explosions after 3 years of waiting. 2023 is over. We've been waiting 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 years of waiting, we have a silhouette for 5 seconds walking into explosions with hot humming, hot harmonizing. But no, seriously, Ella Purnell's voice is like divine. She's like an angel walking among human beings. I thought that before I saw Arcane. She's like a great voice actress. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. Anyways,
No, you don't.
I need to move my Jinx statue. Hold on, give me a second. Anyways,
I can't look at her.
anyways, and then meanwhile, I could tell you the celebrity actors that they hire for each season of Big Mouth because Netflix will put out like 11 different trailers telling you, "Hey, season 8, Megan Thee Stallion plays one of the horny monsters." LOL.
Yeah.
Priorities, Netflix. Priorities. You wonder why your subscriber count is going down.
And they always cancel stuff when they leave it open-ended. Like, they just canceled Shadow and Bone, and I'm okay, I understand maybe it didn't get as big of a thing, but, like, literally, it left off, like, mid-adventure. I'm like, this is when stuff is gonna start ramping up, but also, I will now no longer have Ben Barnes on my giant TV screen on a weekly basis.
And then they just raise their prices, and then they
yes,
and then they're like, also you can't share accounts. Also, we're just gonna be a big pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna pay for it, so bye.
Yeah, actually, you're gonna pay more.
Full disclosure, I lost like a massive amount of faith in humanity when they implemented that new like no password sharing we will ban you rule, and people just responded by buying new accounts. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. No.
2020 was a test, and we did indeed fail because all of you are sheep.
And like that was kind of like, I remember when Netflix started like to gain popularity as a streaming service, that was kind of the thing to do. Oh, here's my Netflix password. You can use it for the weekend, but you're going to have to log out because I want to
that's
log
what
back in.
friends do. Duh.
Yeah. And even Netflix used to promote that. And then now they're like, actually, that doesn't make us any money, so you can't do that. And everybody just went, oh, okay, I guess the
It's
fun's
about
over.
the money,
No!
baby.
That's when you tell them I'm going to do what I want.
That's me just searching up torrent alternatives.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, another reason piracy is like such a valid approach at this point is because streaming services are literally just live data banks.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I currently don't have a reliable movie site because the one I usually went to got shut down.
Oh,
But
devastating.
back when it was functioning, basically every Marvel movie was free for me because during pandemic, Disney was like actually stupid and like would put their movies in theaters and on Disney Plus. And then they'd have the audacity to be like surprised that Black Widow only made $10 million. I'm like, well, no shit. Of course, Black Widow's only going to make $10 million when you put it on your streaming service the same day.
Yep.
And then Warner Brothers did the same thing with the Suicide Squad. And I'm like,
and Wonder Woman and a whole bunch of other stuff.
To be fair, Wonder Woman 1984 is bad. Pedro Pascal is the only good part of that movie.
Yes.
And he's 15 minutes of 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, you better put that disclaimer in there.
Literally, if you cut all his scenes out and just watch that 15-minute montage, it's enough to make you cry. It's like I have a channel that I follow. It's called Mahler. It's one of my favorite YouTube like film critic channels. And he did a series way back. He has a podcast called Every Frame a Pause because him and his buddies are super analytical. So the meme is that they pause every frame of the video, and so it's EFAP his podcast, and he did this one series called EFAP movies, and they watched a ton of the DC movies, and one of the videos they put out on the EFAP movies was Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I'm watching their reaction, something that is cut and edited for laughs, I still feel like a tear coming on to the Pedro Pascal scenes in Wonder Woman 1984, and all I can think of is what a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste. Ugh. So yeah, that movie didn't deserve to make money. The Suicide Squad did.
But here's the thing, is they look at stuff like Wonder Woman and go, oh my god, it didn't make any money. And it's like, okay, well, it wouldn't have made that much money in theaters anyways, but you literally put it out on Christmas Day, probably the one day a year that everybody stays home, and put it on your streaming service. So yeah, why would I go out to the theater on Christmas and not just watch it on my
that's
couch?
Real dumb.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, you know when the trailers that play on Saturday morning say this Christmas, they're being facetious, right? They're not actually putting it out December 25th.
It just means this Christmas season, not actually Christmas Day.
The second time we saw Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters, it was Christmas Eve for my birthday.
I saw that movie once and I passed out during it. I fell asleep in the movie theater. I was a little drunk.
How dare you?
Classic Kacie move.
It was the one decent Marvel product in like 2 years, and you decided to get hammered for that one? You couldn't get hammered for Eternals? You had to get hammered for No Way Home?
Yeah.
Let's see, where were we? Yes. Arcane.
Yeah, where were we?
Arcane. Season 2. We're excited.
Yes. I squealed like a little girl when I saw the announcement. Also, damn it, Jinx needs a hug.
Oh my. Yeah, our sweet baby girl.
A big hug. I can save her. Not that I would, but I could.
I feel like I could, but I won't.
I could, but
I like her as is.
I could, but I won't. I
could fix her, but I'm gonna make it worse.
Kacie, it's the funniest thing because IRL, I'm trying to find like a normal-ish woman to date, but when it comes to like fiction, if she is like a depraved, murderous sociopath,
I feel the same way. I literally like when I see edits of like Toji, I'm like, I need a man like that.
Oh, the guy
And
who
then I'm
shot
like,
the guy,
no, because
the guy who shot a 16-year-old in the head. Yeah,
yes, who doesn't care about his
so
children?
hot. So the guy who ditched his wife to the point where she committed suicide. Let's go. Oh,
He's
what
so
a
hot
king!
though.
What a
I
king!
love him.
Built like a
He's
brick shit house.
beautiful.
What a king!
Listen,
You don't like him. You like his voice. Be real.
Okay.
When he looks
Zeke,
you in the
you
eyes
mean?
and goes,
Oh my God.
"Omae wa Fushiguro Toji desu."
when I found out that it was Zeke's voice actor, I was like, why did they do this to me? Because like I love Toji.
See, I don't know him as Zeke. I know him as Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre
Yeah.
Adventure.
I've never seen JoJo's, but
He
I do know
has
he
the
voices him.
he has the thing. He just like basically he has all these like crazy evil lines, but he screams them, and that's how the voice got embedded in my head. So when I was like, "Ooh, the giant monkey is voiced by Dio," interesting.
Giant monkey.
Well, no, because remember, that's the first time you see him talk. You don't
Yeah.
see Zeke until the very end of
Right,
season
you're like,
2.
oh my god, that monkey.
I just was like, wait, not only is that Titan super hairy, but it talks? Okay. And it talks like Dio. That's very interesting.
Very interesting. But yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like I want somebody like in real life to like treat me nice, but like my fictional men can absolutely just be as psycho as possible.
Like like for example, IRL high body counts like are they raise an exclamation mark above my head, right? But then like I played through Final Fantasy 16. There's this evil, vile whore of a woman named Benedicta, but she is built like a Broadway model, and she has like the coolest outfit, and I'm just like, oh, hi, wifey.
Like her. I choose her. I want
I
that
choose
one.
her. I want to fix that one. Hand me my tools. Let's get to work. Be like, hey, girl. In the words of Optimus Prime, every sentient being deserves a chance at redemption. Extends hand. Let's get
I think
started on
Jamie's
yours.
taste in fictional characters is the most normal out of all of us. I
See,
feel like
and that's so
She just
weird
wants dads.
because
She just likes
I
dads.
do.
She does
I
love
want
dads.
somebody
She does.
to take care of me, and I want to be the princess. Okay, I think my taste in fictional people comes from the fact that in real life, I take care of everybody else around me. I'm the mom
yeah, you're the
of
mom
all
friend.
the friend groups except the mom friend group that I have.
Yeah.
So I just want somebody to take care of me. I don't want to be the man. I want the man to be the man, and I want to be his princess. That's all.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, yeah, she could shoot me. It wouldn't. Kacie, I have a friend named Joe. His online tag is Rivadog, and he played League with us from time to time. And he also was part of the Arcane review reaction, and I've been bugging him especially, but just because he gives me funny reactions. So like every time I find like a Jinx thirst trap or something, he's the first one I send it to, and I'll just get like funny replies like, "Bro, it's 3 a.m. Go to sleep," or something like that, and then other times it'll be like, "Bro, you have a problem," and I'm like, "Yes." And the problem is
I'm
named
aware.
Jinx.
You're like, I'm not denying that part.
I'm not
fully
denying that
aware.
part.
It'll just be like you'll just hear nothing from Wyatt all day, and then there'll be 42 pictures of Jinx in a row.
Oh,
It's like
every
all or
frame.
nothing.
I refuse to believe that Riot doesn't know what they're doing. You could have the episodes playing on your phone and just hold down the screenshot button, like rapid flash, and every frame looks like something out of a Cosmopolitan.
And he knows
Yeah,
this
I
because
mean-
he's tried it.
And he knows
Research.
it because
It's
he has
called
every
research.
single screenshot
Every
known
single
to man.
Called research. I am an efficient YouTuber. Damn it.
Like it's
By the
either
way,
all
by
or
the way,
nothing.
by the way, Jinx helped me definitively get over my ex. The last step in getting over an ex is deleting photos and videos, and the only reason I deleted photos and videos is because as I was saving photos of Jinx, my iPhone said that I was overmaxed.
Your
So I was
iPhone's like, you
like,
gotta delete somebody, and you're like,
I
well,
literally sat up in bed and I'm like, well, guess it's that time.
Well,
590
it's about that
deletes
time.
later, I go to delete it and I tap delete all, and my phone literally freezes, and I go, oh no. I thought I broke my phone because it made me. I max deleted like 700 pictures.
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine what your phone like. Just the pictures that I get. Like I couldn't imagine because I know like what my phone looks like when I say pictures of like Gojo and stuff, which is not nearly as insane as I'm sure you are.
Oh, it's funny because my brother and a coworker have both accosted me because of my wallpaper. My wallpaper. Also, another thing about Jinx that does it for me is the eyes. I really, really, really dig her purple eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
purple eyes on a lot of characters always looks really cool.
Like
but very
it's
few actually pull them off.
it's weird because she is this weird perfect little storm for me, because like for example, I was never into Harley Quinn. I never quite got that hype. Even when they like made her grotesquely sexual in the Arkham games, I never got into that hype. I was just like, she's annoying. And then Jinx comes walking out of the smoke and goes, hi. And I went, oh!
Like, I get it now.
I'm like Genie from Aladdin. My jaw hit the floor with a titanium clang. Just
and the big old hard eyes.
I love her hair.
Oh my god.
love.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I've had this discussion with Jamie. IRL, if me and her got together IRL, first two things I'd get her, therapy and a haircut.
I love how long her hair is. It's so beautiful.
I wish it was just a little shorter because
I wish it was a bit shorter because there's very
It is
many
very
scenes where it's
impractical,
just
absolutely.
sitting on the ground and I'm like, honey, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
I love all the like Jinx cosplayers.
Years
gosh,
ago,
yeah.
we had a coworker. She had hair that would go down to her ankles, and I was like, "Ma'am,
my God.
you're like 4'3". Get a haircut, please."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about,
Definitely
right, Jamie?
impractical,
I do.
that's for sure.
She like her hair was nice. Don't get me wrong. She clearly took care of it.
Beautiful
But I'm like,
hair,
ma'am, you are too short for it to have 5-foot locks.
And it's just so much maintenance.
6 inches off. 6 inches.
Yeah,
Sometimes
like
she'd come to work with the tangled braid. I think that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, she had beautiful hair and she knew how to braid her hair, so that was awesome. But I just like, as somebody who's had longish hair, I just can't imagine the maintenance. I can't imagine going to sleep. Also, I remember like I've only ever had hair like halfway down my back, but like in school, sitting in a chair and then it gets like stuck between
your back and the chair,
armpits
and you're
right
like,
now.
Yes, and you're like,
Like
oh
I
god,
feel like
no.
that, like your hair's got to get stuck in like your butt crack when you're showering,
for
right?
For sure.
That's so annoying. That has to be so annoying. Like, because my hair gets stuck in my armpits and I get irritated.
Yeah, but your mom
used to
had
have hair down to
beautiful
her
bright
waist.
red hair though. Oh.
And when we were very, very little, her sister flew her out to like some cancer wig donation place. And she got it cut. She got it cut to like shoulder length.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, mom has different hair. And my brother, who was like, I want to say like 5 at the time, just goes, put it back.
Oh no.
It was the funniest thing ever. And I was just like, I don't think that's how it literally, like, even at that age, I was like super critical of things. I was just like, I don't think that's how it works. But
poor Lucas.
So you've always been very critical?
It's
forever.
It's from my dad, but luckily it's channeled constructively rather than like
negatively,
limitingly. Like he is he will never starve, he will never be poor, he will never go homeless, but he also never has any fun. So like that's the kind of like relentlessly efficient person he is. So like I've inherited that energy, but I've channeled it more into like analysis as opposed to just like logistics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I
Sure.
took my dad's OCD morphed into ADHD in the cutest way. Anyways, where were we?
I just look for listen, when I watch stuff, I'm like, is there pretty characters? Yes,
Yes.
I'm in. That is the reason I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, literally because my friend was like, the main character, not the main character, but one of the characters is really pretty, and I was like,
You're like,
bet.
I'm in.
I
Yeah.
just started
Tell
watching
me
Jujutsu Kaisen because every other Instagram story had an ad for it after, and I was like,
Yeah.
fine, damn it, Crunchyroll, I'll watch the first episode. Wow, that shit slapped. I guess I'm a fan now.
it's very good. And oh my gosh, yeah. So if you put a pretty character in any show, I
Mm-hmm.
will probably watch it. I don't really care. Um as long as the character is pretty enough.
The first episode when I knew I was gonna be a fan because I was, like I said, using logic brain. I was like, wait, the demon wants to eat the finger. Dude, just eat the finger. And then
Eat the finger.
Yuji just goes, and I'm like, my man! Woo! And then the very next episode is like, yeah, that was a mistake. And I'm like, oh, oops, sorry. That was my bad.
Whoops.
I said you should do that. I'm sorry.
I also so when it comes to like TV shows, I have like severe FOMO. Okay. So like if
Fear
I
of
see
missing
people
out, right?
talking,
Yeah.
yeah. Like because I follow like a bunch of like I follow like the anime community and I follow like a bunch of the TV communities and stuff. So when I see a new show out there and people are posting about it, I get FOMO and I have to watch it. So like that
See,
is
FOMO wasn't part of the equation here. Me and my brother were just committed because we were like, there is a panda posing like a human and doing parkour on a rooftop in the theme song. We are going to watch until we have context. And then we got the context and we said, we love him, we want more. And so now we're just permanent fans of the show.
it's very good.
We
Even
were
though it's
here-
awful and good.
Jamie, there is
Yes.
the school setting. There's a school setting in almost every anime. The
Mhm.
school setting in Jujutsu
Yeah.
Kaisen is Jujutsu High School, where you
Yeah.
learn how to do the Jujutsu techniques and all the cursed moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the principal makes cursed dolls that are like used as training dummies and stuff. And one day he just decided, you know what? I think I'm going to make myself a child, but not just any child. I'm going to make a panda that talks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to enroll him at my high school. So now you have a panda and you have peers. So he has peers because he's in a graduating class. So all his
Mhm.
peers call him Panda-kun. But you have all of the younger people, and in Japan you call the older people senpai. So you have Yuji calling Panda senpai,
Panda
which is
senpai.
just adorable. And he's just a panda. The only thing about him that bothers me is that he has human hands. Literally, it shows his hands, and I immediately like visibly recoiled and like coiled up like a pretzel next to my brother. I went, why does he have thumbs? Why does he have
Wait,
thumbs?
now I have to look this
Why
up.
does he have
Why does he have
thumbs?
thumbs?
Oh,
Wait.
why does he have thumbs? And my brother was like, yeah, that's kind of weird.
Wait,
Yeah,
now I have to look
Kacie,
this up.
remember, he has like brass knuckles that he uses to fight. He couldn't hold
Oh
those
my
if he had paws.
god.
He just because
Did I just you're right.
he punches and kicks like a regular dude
yeah.
when he fights. But he has thumbs. In his first introduction, he holds out an arm for a handshake, and me and my brother were both like, "Oh, why does he have thumbs? That's weird." But other than that, he's the best. Other than I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, give me a hug, bro, but don't touch me with your hands."
Get your weird thumbs away from me. Get it out of here.
And it's funny, his durability stat is like through the roof, so every time he trains with people, the background gag is just him getting the shit kicked out of him. It's the best ever.
It's amazing. That's another one you should watch. Also, if you want to cry, but there's beautiful
I
men in there.
I
Beautiful
was
men.
I was going to start filming a reaction, and I was going to involve Jamie, but then all that stuff with
Yeah.
Mappa Studio came out, and now I don't know if I want to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I even recorded. I have a fully recorded and edited Attack on Titan final this time, I promise, episode reaction review, all that with my buddy Ben. And even then I'm like, I don't know if I actually want to post this, because it just because like Jamie, the anime
Yes.
industry is very much like the video game industry. There's a lot of crunch, there's a lot of harassment,
Yeah.
there's a lot of mean bosses, there's all sorts of stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Stuff has come out about the studio that made the final season of Attack on Titan, that made Vinland Saga season 2, that made Jujutsu Kaisen, that's making Chainsaw Man. Stuff has come out about that studio in particular, and it is just built different in terms of abuse.
Yeah.
Like we
They're
are
just
talking
overworked.
we are talking like I think I heard a story about how one of the workers has a child who doesn't recognize him because of how
Oh.
often he is gone. That is the and like some of them, like that one of them, Studio Mappa one time had an animator on stage at a con announcing things. They never did it again because it immediately threw up red flags throughout the community, because that animator looked like he was falling off of his own skeleton.
Oh.
He literally looked like Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my goodness.
Like his flesh was sagging off his bones. His eye bags were so big he could use them to parachute out of a UAV. I'm like I hope he's okay. I hope all of them are okay. Like if like I shared a post this morning where I shared a post of a picture that said Jujutsu season 2 might be canceled. I was like, such a shame. And then I had to like follow it up with another post. I was like, the inhumane work conditions, not the fact that the show is being canceled. If the show is canceled and that means they get to go home and like hug their wives, okay, good.
Yeah, or like I don't know, get some rest.
Yeah, or stop taking on all these projects. I was gonna ask, why do you know why like Attack on Titan switched anime, like why they dropped Wit and
Wit
switched?
Studio is very much like Studio Madhouse. They will start a project, they will deliver a kick-ass season or 2, or in Attack on Titan's case 3.
Oh God, I know.
And then they will sell it off. Because that's a good way to make, like, if you're not certain about there's multiple factors that went into Attack on Titan in particular. For one, Isayama is both a bad writer and a very slow writer. If you go back and rewatch the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, there is blatant foreshadowing for stuff that just doesn't happen. It is even worse in the manga, mind you. There is foreshadowing up to I think it's the 5th to last chapter, to stuff that just doesn't happen. Like in the anime, for example, Historia is pregnant, right? And in the anime, they're like, yes, under no uncertain terms, she ran to this hayloft, got her brains railed out by this farm boy, and he is the father, point blank, period. That's it. He's the dad. She just did it to avoid being made into a Titan. Yada 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 yada. That like they make sure it's obvious.
Yeah.
In the manga, the initial heavy implication is that someone else got her pregnant, and then she, in a trance, sought out a childhood friend and randomly had a like a liaison with him, and like there's various panels that show he's like confused and like taken aback, and like it shows her pregnant in his rocking chair on his porch at his farm but it shows him like staring at her with like a weird face, and it shows her in a trance, and you're supposed to be like, basically her entire pregnancy in the manga is a red herring that goes nowhere. Like in the anime, all you see is her running to the farm, her pregnant on the porch, and then her in labor and her holding the baby. That's all you see.
Yeah.
In the manga, they will not stop cutting to her. Every chapter,
That's
there's
weird.
a scene cutting to her. Which is why when the final chapter came out and it just cuts to her a couple of years later with her toddler, everyone was just like, "Oh, so all that baby foreshadowing meant literally nothing?" Okay. Because what
Did you know that the baby
I have a game theory that Isayama had a horrifying, dark, much more narratively consistent ending, but the publisher said no. And my biggest evidence for that theory is that the final chapter got delayed. When the final chapter released, it was incomplete. And on top of that, right as all that drama started, Isayama started mercilessly shitting on his editors. Nonstop. He was out for blood, and he didn't stop until that chapter was out. And ever since that ending, he has done nothing but apologize for it.
Dang.
I don't
Man, the
think.
anime
I
industry is
don't think.
crazy. That's all crazy.
I do not think that if that was the ending he intended, he would be apologizing relentlessly and shitting on his editors. Cause let's look at another example of something that shit the bed at the very end, shall we? Jamie, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Game of Thrones.
Oh god.
David Benioff and
Holy
DB
moly.
Weiss stand by that ending and will like place their lives on it. And they like applaud everyone involved. They intended to make that crappy ending, and they saw it through to the end.
God.
That is an example of someone who train wrecked their franchise and owns it. Isayama screams. He doesn't scream someone who train wrecked his franchise. Not after seasons 1 through 3.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is someone forced his hand. Cause here's the thing. Yes, he's getting hate online, but there's nowhere near enough hate to justify the amount of ass kissing he is doing. Unironically, Kacie, I don't know how active you actually are on Twitter. He made a tweet that said, "I am coming to New York Comic Con. Please do not hurt me."
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. He felt
Holy
the need
moly.
to tweet, "I am coming to New York Comic Con. Please do not hurt me."
Jeez.
Wow.
If that is not the biggest indication that the ending did not go how he wanted,
Yeah,
I don't
honestly,
know what
that
is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
like,
that's mind you.
It wasn't my fault. My bad. Mind you. I have only talked about the pregnancy. There is so much more in the manga and in the Wit Studio seasons of the anime that foreshadow completely different developments in the story than what we actually got in like the last 2 episodes and the last chapter of the manga. So that's why Jamie, that's why my advice to you when I heard you were watching Attack on Titan with your buddy, I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
me. I'm the buddy.
when you get to season 3,
Yeah.
decide if that ending is satisfying enough for you.
Honestly,
Because season 3 has an ambiguous like fade to credits moment.
Mm-hmm.
But if it said Attack on Titan the end, I would call it a 10 out of 10 series if it ended right there.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And that's where it stops. And that's where it stops getting into like when it shifts into like the major politicky bullshit. Right?
And it's not even, well, no, because here's the thing. Remember, at the end of season 3, like the last like 4 or 5 episodes are incredibly political. But it's like in like a tragic, moving way. It's not in like a this is war type way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what I mean, like, where Aaron's like, I'm gonna destroy literally everything.
Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't say he's going to destroy everything. He
No, I
the
know. I'm
first.
saying, like, after season 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Season 3 ends with someone asking a very serious question that's very poignant, and it actually like makes you go, is
Is that
that
by
like
the
something a villain would say, or is he actually valid in asking that? And then season four just goes, Lamau, he's evil. Anyways.
That's where they're by
And I'm like,
the
oh.
the water, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
when
want
they
to
finally
spoil it
make
in
it to the
case.
ocean.
Okay, well, don't spoil it for Jamie. Gosh dang, I was
Don't
trying to
worry,
be
I
Jamie
discreet
doesn't
about
remember
it.
I won't
anything.
remember it. I won't remember it.
Jamie
If
doesn't
I-
remember
Okay.
anything.
If
You
I
know
don't,
Okay,
if
why?
I
I'll
Because
give
haven't,
she's
it.
been
Yeah,
on
if you.
stream. She's been on stream with me while I talk about Arcane all the way through episode 9, and she didn't remember any of it during the
Nope.
reaction.
Not at all.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Honestly, that is if you decide that is a good spot. Actually, like if you decide you don't want to watch it
Once I literally I
anymore.
made a promise to myself. If Mappa did not change the ending to something like definitively perfect and better, then I would only ever buy up to volume 22 and only ever own seasons 1 through 3. So,
Yeah.
thanks Mappa, you're saving me money. Anyways, we have
More money
gone
for
like,
Jinx stuff.
oh, don't even get me started. I found out there's so many. China has a lot of really good statues.
They
And
have
I
a
have
lot of good
adult
stuff in
money
general.
now. I
Yeah.
have adult money now, so I'm just gonna like my shelves are just gonna be lined with like the little genocidal blue-haired goddess. Let's go.
Yeah, I keep getting ads for a bunch of like one or not even ads, they're reels on Instagram for One Piece stuff, and it's like really cool like Sanji and Zoro stuff, and I'm like,
Now
oh
you have to
my
start
god.
buying it.
Now I have to buy it. I was warned and I didn't care. Now I'm gonna spend all my money.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with being a big old nerd like us.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it? I put Gojo in the I switched him out for baby Jesus in the nativity scene, and my
Yeah.
manager was like somebody's gonna steal that. Don't put that in there. I was like, it's funny though.
That's true. He's just a
Yeah.
baby.
It's
He's a
funny
baby.
though. It's funny though. I like that. It's funny though.
It is
No,
funny.
and
I
then
thought it was
and
hilarious.
then
Because he's the honored one.
You no, and then what you do is you switch because there's a wise man who tells Herod that they met Jesus. He tells like the evil king that they met Jesus. You switch that wise man out for Makima.
God.
So that way she's just staring down at Gojo.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna buy some figures from Five Below and just like switch them all out, so it's just a nativity scene of anime.
I had a jinx moment in Five Below.
Why?
Jamie's already heard this story.
I have.
It was the best. The best thing about Five Below is it's like a Dollar Tree, because sometimes you'll walk in and you'll just find open product sitting there. And I picked it up and I was like, I found what I thought was, I was like, this can't be a real stack of money. I pick it up. Turns out it's not. It's fake $100 bills where the bottom half of the bill is like, LOL, get pranked, loser. This is fake. Or something, like, right? So my brother is like, oh, that's awesome. That's funny. Like if I was looking for something to prank people with, I would totally buy that. And then he just kept walking. And then like 5 minutes later, he turns around to look at me and he goes, what are you doing? And he sees throughout the entire store, I have been putting the bills under everything.
Oh my god.
Only leaving the bill part exposed. And he goes, and I put another one under something right next to him, and he goes, why? And I look at him, and without missing a beat, I just go, because I'm an agent of chaos, Batman. And I just keep doing it, and he's like, glorious, give me some. And I gave him some, and so we basically left the Five Below from head to toe covered with fake $100 bills. So like,
my
we
God, you
ruined
are a
some small
menace.
child's day. Some small child found that and was like sad.
They were like so excited, and then they were like, you just ruined their whole day. Way to
Yeah,
go.
like darn
And then I also made a wagey have to work for their money. Because
Yeah.
their manager walked in and said, oh, Well, clean this up, please.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's just still one of my finest moments ever in like a public place. Not even the action, just the I'm an agent of chaos, Batman.
Yeah, the witty remark, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, well, we've been talking for an hour, so I think we're gonna.
And Grandma
we're
needs to go
gonna-
to bed.
Yeah, Grandma has to go to sleep because she's a tired little grandma. So we are gonna cut it there. So thank you, Wyatt, for joining
We'll
us.
resume this. We'll resume this next time. Let me know when we're recording next time because we didn't talk near enough about Arcane.
Yeah.
we
We'll
get
have to
distracted.
label this. We'll have to label this Arcane and anime.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Arcane and anime.
We get distracted.
Yeah,
Arcane and
that's-
anime and Jinx.
Yes.
It's just how we roll at this podcast. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget, everybody, do the podcasty things down below. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on all the social media that we kind of sometimes update. We'll also link all of Wyatt's mumbo jumbo somewhere.
Hey.
We stream a lot on Twitch, so that's where you'll find us the most. And I believe that's it. So we will see you guys in the next episode. So goodbye.
Bye.